here today?
I've been using heroin for almost 30 years. I'm 37, and I finally got fed up with it, and I went to rehab. And then at rehab, something happened with another client, and I was raped. And the reason why I started using heroin was because I was raped by my dad when I was 7. So I went to rehab. 30 years later, fast forward, I went to rehab to try to get clean, and my last week there I was raped. So I left rehab, and all I want to do right now is go back to heroin.
Okay. So at the age of 7, you began using heroin because of a rape by your father. Your father raped you?
Yes.
And 30 years later, you're still using heroin, and you wanted to get help. You went into a rehab, and there was a rape incident at the rehab, this last stay at the rehab, right?
Yes, that's what happened.
Okay. And now you're concerned with relapse?
Right, because the reason why I started using heroin in the first place was because I was raped, and in my mind, I try to get clean, and I get paid by, my reward is getting raped again, so I might as well just go back to using.
Okay, so you see, so you're almost, it's like a hopeless situation.
Yes.
That's how you're feeling right now?
I feel hopeless.
Okay. Before that, in between this last incident, was there a time when, I mean, you were doing okay? Like, have you been actively using the whole time?
I've been actively using, but I managed to meet someone. He's wonderful. He's my husband. I married him, and we had a child. We have a daughter. She's 10, and he got clean before me, and because of him, I wanted to get clean. So I've been using all these years, and he decided to get clean, and he's successful. He's been sober for 3 years now, and I wanna do the same.
Okay.
But I don't know how to do it. I'm helpless.
Okay, so you met your husband, and you both were using, and he decided to get clean.
Mm-hmm.
You had a daughter together. Let me ask you: were you using when you had your daughter?
Yeah.
You were using while you were pregnant?
Yes, I was.
Okay. But so then he soon decided that he didn't want to use anymore, and he's been clean for 3 years?
He's been clean for 3 years.
Okay, and now you're ready to get clean?
I do, for my daughter, yeah.
For your daughter?
And for him.
Okay. And he's very supportive of this?
He is. He understands. He understands why I used. He understands that I want to get clean. He's supportive, and he feels bad about what happened to me at rehab. He's supportive of it all.
Okay. So you want to get clean and sober for your daughter and for your husband and
Yes.
for yourself?
Yes, I do. I feel like I'm being left behind because he's participating in my daughter's life. He's sober. I feel like sometimes he's embarrassed of me because I show up high, or sometimes I don't show up at all. I miss events, and I want to be clean for the two of them and for me. I want to be actively participating in their lives.
So you have a clear understanding of why, sometimes your husband may be, wanting you to get clean. You said that you don't show up for some things for your daughter, and when you do, I guess, what were you saying, that when you do show up, that...
When I do show up, I'm just so high and incoherent that it's as if I wasn't there, because I'm not able to appreciate the situation. Like, for example, her soccer games.
Okay. All right. So this is what I'm understanding is that, all right, you're ready to get clean.
Yes.
You have a good support system through your husband. You have a beautiful daughter that you want to get clean for.
Mm-hmm.
So this last incident at the rehab has caused you to kind of lose faith a little bit in what's going on and getting sober because of the rape. So we need to look at, I guess, ways to move past that. I mean, I'm sure that the police are involved, and you're understanding that, like, the steps you have to do with dealing with that whole incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, what is it that you think that you need to do right now to keep from relapsing?
I'm very angry right now at what happened, and I noticed that when I'm angry, when I'm the most angry is when I feel like using. So I think that if I wasn't as angry all the time, I wouldn't feel like using, because when I'm not angry, I don't think about drugs.
Okay, so you have a lot of anger because of this incident, and it's causing you stress, and it's making you want to use.
Yes.
Which, makes a lot of sense. It's a very traumatic thing that happened to you. So I think what we should look at is maybe some coping skills to work through these times of anger, and maybe you having an understanding that what happened was not your fault, and I guess coping skills to work through those triggers, those feelings of anger. So how do you feel about that?
I feel that if we're able to work on that, I feel stronger about my sobriety if we're able to do that successfully.
Did you ever have any therapy from the age of 7, or have you been self-medicating this whole time?
I've been self-medicating. The only therapy I received was at rehab recently.
And what kind of therapy were they?
It was mostly group therapy. We talked a lot about coping skills. What I liked a lot that they offered was poetry, writing.
Okay, so you like poetry and you like writing?
I do. I feel like that was a great suggestion. And
are you still working with it? Oh, that's it. We're done?